Welcome back to another gym. Okay, so for this journal entry, we're going to talk about creativity for a second. For those that's having a hard time just tapping into their creativity, it's not hard at all. All it is basically you just have to understand a little recipe. You have to understand that everything can be broken down into a formula, a science, a method. So this is the basics of how to tap into your own personal creativity. So what I want you to visualize is, well, one of the things you have to do is you have to learn when to stop trying to control, when to stop trying to control and when to guide. Okay. So I want you to visualize this for a second. Imagine you were going to a nightclub. Okay. So if you go into a nightclub, there's usually some kind of a bouncer or some kind of security guard at the front door. And then there's usually people either in the club doing something, and there's usually some kind of food or something to drink that's being served in that club. That's the same thing that happens when you're dealing with creativity. The only difference is you're dealing with your conscious mind, your subconscious mind, and your unconscious mind. All right, so your conscious mind, okay, what that's going to represent is the security guard. Okay, so the security guard works the same way as your conscious mind. Conscious mind is just like protecting your subconscious mind, saying, okay, this can come in, this cannot, this should be over here. No, I'm not allowing this. That's what your conscious mind is going to do. What you have to do to tap into your creativity is you got to get around your conscious mind and start to feed it. So what would happen to your physical body if you ate a bunch of carbs and you ate or consumed a bunch of caffeine? What would your physical body want to do? It would want to move, okay? Because that was the recipe that it needed in order for it to move. You gave it something that made it want to move, okay? You didn't even have to try to make it move. It's naturally going to want to move. The same thing with creativity. You have to feed it. So what you do is you have your conscious mind, which is that security guard, which is like this can and this cannot come out. So you need to feed your subconscious mind. What that means is you need to invest yourself in putting in lots of symbols into your subconscious mind. That could be reading, could be writing, looking at pictures, looking at colors, but you have to feed your subconscious mind. Once you feed your subconscious mind, okay, enough symbols, okay, what you do is you step back. And those symbols will communicate with your unconscious mind. Okay, this is the part where you have no control over. Okay, so your unconscious mind is sitting there like, okay, I need you to send something so I can create something and send it back. Okay, so just like the security guard represents your conscious mind, okay, the club represents your subconscious mind. So you can control what you wear or take to the club. Okay, your unconscious mind represents what other people consume in that club and how it's broken down in their own personal body. You have no control over that. You don't have any control on if somebody were to drink something, how it chooses to break itself down in their body. Okay, so the same thing with creativity. You have to apply the energy that it needs. You have to feed it the symbols. You feed it the symbols, okay? Those symbols will communicate with your subconscious mind, okay? Those symbols will then send the information to your unconscious mind. Your unconscious mind will create from there and it will send it back, okay, to your subconscious, and then from your conscious, or from your subconscious to your conscious. So this is pulse that's going on. It's back and forth pulse. So people that are having a hard time that's tapping into their own personal creativity, okay, they stop feeding their subconscious mind. So in astrology, what they call squares, what you would want to do is live in a square space for a little while. Square in astrology basically means pendulum swing. Okay, you're going to go from one extreme to the next extreme. Okay, one extreme to the next extreme. So you want to find a balance. Okay, but in this case, you want to be in those extremes. So how you feed your subconscious mind is learn about something, anything. Just pick up a book that says you want to learn about turtles. Get a book on turtles. You don't even have to finish the whole book. And then do something that has nothing to do with turtles. Okay, you can be like, let me learn about how to knit. Get a book on that, read that. Or watch a documentary or watch something. Listen to somebody, watch them. You got to feed that subconscious mind. And by you doing this pendulum swing, this square, all those symbols, that stuff is going straight to your subconscious, and it's the fuel that your unconscious mind needs. Okay? And once it gets all of that, once it gets enough of that, it's going to create from there and send it back. And before you know it, you're going to be tapping into your unlimited creativity because you have to feed it. You have to feed creativity. So people that are having writer's block or they can't create something, that's because you're not feeding it. As long as you're feeding it, you will never run out of being creative. And it's constantly going to make you learn new things, okay? Because that's the nature of the spirit. The nature of the spirit, it wants to fly. In order for it to fly, it has to be free. In order for it to be free, it has to explore with no bounds. So that means learn about anything your spirit says to learn about. Even if it's for a little bit, if it's for a long time, but you have to listen to it. So this is how you can tap in to your creativity at all times and any time. Just keep feeding it. Feed your creativity. And this is the process on how you do it. Okay? Put the symbols in your subconscious. Any symbols, whatever you want to learn about. Okay? Read whatever books you want to read. Okay? Then put those symbols to work in your subconscious. It'll send that information to your unconscious mind, the part that you cannot control. You can't control those people, how this food was breaking down in their digestive system. Okay, so that's the part where you just let go. You just have to relax. Just don't do anything. Don't do nothing. And then it's just going to come through. Okay, it's going to come through, okay, during your day, during visions, during dreams, because you fed it. Okay, but you remember, live that square lifestyle for a minute. Go to an extreme. Go to an extreme. Try to, and by just doing that process alone, you're being creative. Okay, in the process of being creative, okay, you're tapping into your own creativity by even just thinking about something that's complete opposite of what you're learning about. That right there is getting the engine going, okay? So that is the formula or recipe to tap into your own personal creativity. So there is no excuse why nobody can be creative. I don't hear anybody else talk about they got some kind of block in their own personal creativity, because this is the formula right here. I just broke it down for you. Feed it. That's it. Just feed it. Ashe.